halfway through the week, 9 days into April, and 10 minutes away from being up to speed on current events. Welcome to CNN Student News. First up, President Obama signed 2 executive orders yesterday concerning equal pay. Basically, the orders are intended to make it easier for people to find out how much money others are making, so they can decide if they're being paid fairly. The president says this will help women earn similar pay to men. But like all executive orders, they're limited. They only apply to companies that do work for the U.S. government. Broader action would require Congress. Laws requiring equal pay have been around since 1963. The Equal Pay Act prohibits businesses from paying people differently because of their gender. Still, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, American women working full-time today earn about 82 cents for every dollar men earn. This can depend on the type of job. Full-time female lawyers, for instance, earn about 79 cents to every dollar male lawyers earn. But among pharmacists, the pay is about equal between women and men. Women are also more likely to work part-time and take time off to care for their families, so these things factor into the gap as well.
Time for the shout-out. What is measured in fathoms? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it distance in space, nautical speed, audio frequency, or water depth? You've got 3 seconds. Go. A fathom is a measurement of 6 feet, primarily used in measuring water depth. That's your answer, and that's your shout-out.
Optimism is fading for discovering what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. It disappeared more than a month ago, and those several ships in the Indian Ocean, which is thousands of fathoms deep, might have detected a ping, a signal from an aircraft's flight data recorder. Nothing has been heard since the weekend, and officials aren't even sure if what was detected was from the missing plane. This would be a difficult search even if the ping were pinpointed.
Now I stress, this is very deep water.
Very deep and very mysterious. Search vehicles may have to travel 2.5 miles down to try and find aircraft wreckage. And much about the ocean floor is unknown.
It is a mystery. It's very, we know it's deep. It's 4,500 meters.
Christine Dennison is an ocean explorer. She says what adds to the mystery is the terrain.
You have valleys, you have gullies, you have mountain ranges. It's very much in areas that will mimic what we have topside.
This is what searchers are trying to find through acoustic events or pings, the black box. In air, sound travels in a straight line, but it's not like that in the sea. It can angle and bend up to 90 degrees. That means you can't be exactly sure where the sound is coming from.
Acoustic energy, sound through the water, is greatly affected by temperature, pressure and salinity.
If Ocean Shield hears another ping and is able to fix the position, it will likely lower the autonomous underwater vehicle Bluefin 21 into the water and attempt to find wreckage on the sea floor. If wreckage is located, though, one aspect of the deep sea conditions may work in investigators' favor: very low temperatures.
Cold water does preserve everything much, much better than a shallower, warmer temperature.
The search for Flight MH370 continues.
It's Worldwide Wednesday on the CNN Student News Roll Call. It's when we head to countries like Italy to recognize the students at Lycée Chateaubriand de Rome in the Italian capital. Thanks for watching. Next to the UK, where we're happy to be online at Lockheath Middle School. That's in England, United Kingdom. And across the Atlantic, good to see our Canadian viewers in Ajax, Ontario. They're checking out CNN Student News from Alexander Graham Bell Public School. Monday, April 21st, less than 2 weeks from now, the city of Boston will host its annual marathon. 36,000 people are expected to run, a symbolic victory in itself, a year after 2 terrorist bombings at the race's finish line killed 3 people and injured more than 260. One victim, a dance instructor who lost part of a leg, has been able to walk and dance again, leaning on the support of her city.
And now, we welcome back the inspiring couple who embody the phrase, Boston Strong. Adrian Haslett Davis and United States Air Force Major Adam Davis.
1, 2, 3.
Play ball!
Since the marathon, I've had a huge outpouring of support from
Boston and beyond. We got to go through the tunnel at the season opener at Gillette Stadium for the Pats. I was invited to wave the flag at the Bruins playoff game. It was the Boston Strong flag.
The city lifted us up, and the city almost bent over backward trying to do whatever they could for us. And then just also other sense of community. I mean, we've met some great people after this who've been have opened their hearts to us.
Just being able to be in that Red Sox parade, it feels like we won the World Series. I feel like we as a city won it. It wasn't just the guys on the field. It felt like all of us were on the field when they won. And I think that can only happen in Boston.
Just really hit home with Boston to say, yeah, we've got the attacks that happened to us, but we're not going to let that define us. It's going to be our recovery that's going to be the defining moment.
Boston Strong means just how a group of people can come together and fight back with kindness and generosity and outpouring of support. And what you get from that, what I've received from that, is pretty incredible.
Another thing that helped Adrienne Haslett Davis, a customized bionic leg developed at MIT. It's one example of medical research helping someone recover. Another involves electrical stimulation, a potential breakthrough for people who've been paralyzed. It has its limits. It won't help people walk again, at least not yet, but it does allow for voluntary movement where previously there was none.
Dustin Shilcox is paralyzed from the chest down. Okay, try to move your leg. He can't move even a tiny bit.
No.
But doctors implanted this device, sending electrical stimulation to his spine. And when Dustin turns it on, whoa, there you go.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. He can move on demand. Okay, right leg back.
And then forward.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When the stimulator's turned off, Dustin can't even sit up because his torso muscles don't work. But turn it on, and Dustin can sit up without any support at all.
The first time I turned it on, it was exciting and emotional for me at the same time. Emotional because I was told that I'd never be able to walk or move my legs again.
Dustin is one of 4 patients in a new study published Tuesday. Despite their gains, none can walk on their own. The device works by activating one leg at a time. It's not the first time electrical stimulation has helped paralyzed patients, but experts say this technique may become an important tool in the toolbox.
Wow. I think that what's incredibly exciting is that we've opened up a realm of possibilities of what we can do now with people who are paralyzed, and we've just scratched the surface.
Even if you don't tend to put things off, it's hard to avoid the temptation of procrastination. A new study out of the University of Colorado Boulder says the tendency to procrastinate may be in our genes, part of it anyway. Researchers found that habitual procrastinators, people who do this all the time, can to some extent blame their parents. But that only accounts for about half the reason for procrastination. The other half could involve stress, an overbooked schedule, or slacker friends. The study also found that those who procrastinate tend to be more impulsive, possibly prone to sudden, sometimes rash decisions. Ways to avoid procrastinating: break down big projects into smaller ones. Set aside time on paper for everything you have to do, and reward yourself for finishing tasks on time. We would have told you about all this earlier in the show, but we put it off. Before we go, some pretty fancy camera work, though we're not exactly sure how to describe it. A German photojournalist took 6 GoPro cameras. He attached them to his bike in such a way that they would give a 360-degree view. Then he took a ride through a park. The result is what looks like a miniature world scrolling all around him. The video from all 6 cameras, all stitched together, makes the view complete. He had to experiment with the idea before making it work, and he had no fear of failing. It's a pretty well-rounded concept. It makes a world of difference for people who play around with video. You know, they all share a certain camaraderie. We hope you enjoyed the view, though we're getting to run out of time. We're CNN Student News, and we'll see you around.